Welcome back to Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. We have Game 2 for you. QUB, which is Queen's University Belfast, if you haven't seen them on stream yet, versus Trinity College Dublin TCD. So, going to be an interesting one coming up for you. On the side of QUB, we have Grady, the hero side, and TK. On the side of TCD, we have Nuss, Jamingo, and Waffle. So TCD, quite an experienced team here at Ireland Esports Collegiate Series. You know, they've been on stream many a time. QUB as well as TCD been on stream quite a few times as well. So going to be an interesting matchup for us this evening. Game 1 already underway. 5 games potentially. How many overtimes will we have? Is a good question.
Yeah, Trinity able to actually get their full roster together for the series, so it'll be interesting to see how they played, although they did get swept by Setu, but obviously I think most teams going into this competition will not be too confident with Setu, as that's a really good attempt from Waffle. We know him for his mechanics, and he's looking to bring them out early, as looking a bit scrappy to start off with here. Grady taking it up in the air in the Lightning McQueen cars. Waffle is already up, going for a really skim redirect as he doesn't quite get it. But Trinity putting on the pressure so far as Nuss trying to get the pinch with Jamingo. Doesn't get it as the ball going over Waffle. He's just trying to buy time as Grady hits that middle. Hero's left last man back, but has a little bit of time here. Does well to just get that away for the meantime. Good demo coming up from Grady. Are we going to see anything here? Hero might have a shot as he actually misses the ball. TK, though, gets the shot and he gets the first goal of the series for QUB. Saw Nuss just really awkward there. Hero not quite getting that, and Nuss actually setting it up a little bit like a T in golf for TK as it's 1-0 to Queens.
Yeah, an early goal. I'm not quite sure what Waffle was doing in TCD's net there. He seemed to be a little bit unsure as to whether he should go or not. Nuss tried to send it into the back of QUB's net. Great clearance from Lightning McQueen. Apologies, Grady on that one. And Grady up for that ball, trying to get it in Nuss's way. TK getting in the way of everything there. And Grady trying to pass it down to TK. Hero side on the ball now. Trying to get a touch, but Jamingo catching that ball nicely. Sending it over to Nuss. Trying to play it past TK, but not quite able to get it past Hero. On the ball now. Sends it to the mid. Nuss in with a strong challenge, getting that back to QUB's corner. Faking out TK, just Grady to beat, but Grady getting the clearance he needed. Waffle sending it back to Jamingo, picking up that corner boost. Hero getting in the way of that, and Grady just gonna knock it in. I'm not even sure what happened there.
Yeah, neither am I. I think Waffle trying to play it back for Jamingo, but I don't think Jamingo really got the memo there, and QB is able to keep the pressure on the goal line, forcing Nuss into an own goal. Not too sure what's going on here on the side of Trinity, but we are seeing some good play coming out of Queens. They're getting some good bumps. They're getting some nice awkward hits towards the Trinity players, but 3 minutes is still a lot of time to try and hold out against this Trinity side, as Nuss trying to get the touch off the wall there as Waffle passing that to Jamingo. Both of them miss, however. Jamingo's trying to take a touch there and trying to feed this to Waffle in the mid. However, that's a good touch by Hero to prevent that from happening. Grady sitting on the back wall, he's waiting for these mechanical plays to come out of Trinity as Waffle absolutely slots that in the top left corner like he's at the casino, as ball bounces down and yeah, just catches it and places it into the top left. Great shot from Waffle, and Trinity are back in the game.
Yeah, just one goal separating them now. Grady was waiting patiently on that wall for the ball to come, and TK not quite able to rotate around to that back post position fast enough. Great goal from TCD. Just one goal separating these two teams now, as we have 2 minutes left on the clock. Grady trying to play it over Jamingo. Down to Nuss it went. Hero coming in strong with that challenge, trying to get a golf tee shot. Jamingo, and nobody there to stop it, but Grady gonna get a touch to it, send it to the corner. Nuss pinching the ball up high. Grady once again getting a touch to it, sending it back into the corner. as the TCD players are trying to mount the counter attack here, trying to get that equalizer. TK getting a touch back to Hero, who's trying to pass it down to Grady, but Grady wasn't there in that position to read that pass. Jamingo getting a nice touch on that ball. Grady pre-jumping it like nobody's business. Hero getting a touch of that. Good save from him, getting the clearance down into the mid. Grady getting a touch to it in that beautiful Lightning McQueen car, trying to pass it down to TK, and TK gets that shot off. In it went onto the defender from TCD to give them a 3-1 lead in this game one.
Yeah, it's really great play from Grady. It looked like the ball was getting away from him there when he headed towards the wall, but he gets a really soft touch off the back wall, and TK pounces on the defender, who was maybe not expecting much to come out of that. Although this could be a quick one back from Trinity, but TK again back for this. This is good defense from Queens. They're holding out on this Trinity side quite well. Is Grady getting the clear? He's been looking to play very aggressive against this Trinity side, and it's paying off so far. As Hero takes the touch, however, that 50 is not looking too good. As Grady needs to get a touch, and he does. It's a good touch from Grady as Waffle just forcing to flip back with a little boost. Looks like Queens have a lot of time here to take a touches. That's a bit of a wry one from TK, but the defense is there. It's Hero on no boost now, just trying to buy his teammates some time. TK trying to get a little bit of redirect as the passes are coming out. Can Hero cut that? He does. There's some smart defensive plays coming out from Queens at the moment, GIB, to really stop Trinity from getting anything going.
Yeah, they know how dangerous Trinity can be when they're given that open space, when they're given those moments to pounce on those goal-scoring opportunities, but not letting anything through in that midfield area. Good pass to Waffle now. Grady going up for that ball. Waffle goes in for the shot, and 2 goals to them now. A beautiful goal from Waffle. Nicely finished. Nuss getting that ball just to where Waffle needed to be. And in it went over TK under the crossbar. 3-2 to Queen's University Belfast now with 20 seconds left on the clock. TK gets the kickoff. Jamingo, nice over Grady, sends it over to Waffle. Waffle not quite able to connect with that. Nuss coming in with that boost to his name. Grady coming in strong with that challenge, trying to make sure that TCD are not in that position to score another goal before the ball hits the ground. And there it is. Queens gonna take this first game in this best-of-5 series. And they did well to get those 3 goals, and they did well to keep so many shots from TCD out of the back of their net.
Yeah, definitely Queens doing a good job all around there. We see 10 shots coming out of Trinity, and the first 2 went in, but the rest not doing much for them, as QUB is getting some smart demo plays, smart cuts to really sort of cut Trinity out. And we did see Trinity actually looking a bit better at the end of the game there, but with not enough time on the clock, QUB were able to just about seal it off there. As really good performance from them. Just have to see now, GIB, if Queens have what it takes to take another 2 games. Obviously, we sometimes see this where maybe the underdog takes the first game, but then we see the favorites sort of start to kick in and get together here. So do you think we'll see that from Trinity, or do you think Queens have it in them?
It's really hard to know. I know that Trinity can have those off days where something's just not quite clicking between the players, but in this final week, you're kind of hoping for them to have everything fall into place so they can take those games, get those sweeps that we've seen them do many times before. Looking like a 3v2 at the moment. Not sure. I think it's Nuss hadn't joined up into that game, but now he's back to a 3v3. We see 2 3v2s this evening, which is quite the rare occurrence. Jamingo getting the reset, going for the musty, back over to Waffle, not quite able to connect with that ball. Nuss getting a touch to it in the midfield. Jamingo coming in strong, sending it over to Waffle. Waffle getting a touch to it, sending it back to Nuss. Nuss not quite getting it on target, but sending it to the back wall. Waffle not quite able to connect with that ball either. Jamingo trying to play it past TK, gets it over 1. Hero in with a challenge, gets it past Waffle, bringing it to the back wall, trying to play it over the QUB players now, sending it down towards Grady, who is the last line of defense, gets a nice touch to it, and TK gonna try and get the clearance around Jamingo. Grady gets another touch to it, gets a second off that corner. Hero now up for the ball, trying to block Nuss's attack, and there it is, the opening goal for TCD. Potential here for their comeback after that Game 1 loss. They know that the Queens are not to be messed with after that one.
Yeah, looking to sort of set the precedent in this game are Trinity with their offense, and definitely keeping the pressure in that first minute as Waffle looking to try and get a touch over TK as Hero is diving now. He's leaving Grady on his own here, but Grady with actually a really nice pop. Jamingo is looking quite awkward here, but he does enough just to buy his team some time. Hero, low boost. TK, low boost. Not looking good on the side of Queens here as Grady's forced to come back with a full tank. Nuss trying to get a read on this. He's not able to get it, but is able to get it mid for, I think that was Jamingo, as I think Trinity potentially looking to just reset and grab some boost here. Waffle tries to hit that to a pre-jumping Nuss in the mid, but doesn't fall. TK has lots of time here to do something with this. What can he do? Not much, unfortunately, as the challenge comes in and gets the 50 away from the net as Nuss trying to get a Cookster pinch just to clear the danger for his team. Queens are getting some nice pressure here, but that is the clear from Jamingo that they needed. However, Hero looking to try and immediately put the pressure back on Trinity, looking to put the gas down as Waffle pinching that to TK. We are seeing some end-to-end gameplay here. QUB, I think Trinity definitely to be hunting for another goal or two to certainly seal this off, but Queen's still doing well here.
Yeah, and as we all know as Rocket League players, one goal is more often than not enough to seal that victory, especially when there's still 2.5 minutes on the clock. Hero getting a touch of that, trying to send it out to the corner. Waffle coming in with that good intercept. Grady trying to get a touch to it, gets it past Nuss. Up off the wall he goes, trying to pinch it with TK on target, but Waffle gonna catch that ball, try and bring it out. Hero once again coming in strong with that challenge, trying to get something going for Queens to get that equalizer goal. Nuss up to meet that ball. Past Grady it goes into Queens corner now. Hero gets a touch to it. Jamingo looking dangerous here, but a good bump from Hero, clearing that danger in that pivotal moment. Waffle getting a touch to it. Nuss quite can't connect with that ball. Nuss up for the ball now. Tries to bring it over the Queens player. Gets the reset. Uses it to get back to that wall. Gets another touch off it. Jamingo getting a touch to the ball. Getting it to the back wall. Nuss, it drops down, and TK just not quite able to connect with that ball to stop that from going in. Unfortunate from the side of Queens, but a beautiful finish from Nuss for the side of TCD. 2 goals to their name now with 1 minute and 45 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, 2 goals is looking a bit difficult for Queens to claw back here, and it looks like it could be 3, so just as soon as I speak, obviously the 3rd goes in, but yeah, just looking quite difficult for Queens right now. Just not going their way like it was the last game. Trinity have definitely taken a step up, but I'd say maybe the defense of Queens has gone down a step as well, QUB, as just looking to see here what Queens can do to respond. Even a goal here could potentially give them some hope, as all 3 players in Trinity looking to go for that. The passing players are coming out now to try and clear the defense. That's Grady has a little bit of time, opts to just get rid of the ball for now to buy his teammates a little bit of time to get some boost. Jamingo looking to take a calm touch, and he does so. Put a note over Grady, but Hero able to get it away. Is TK able to beat Nuss there? No, he's not, as still trying to get a 50, still trying to get something going for his team. It is looking quite awkward at time for Trinity QUB, but they're just able to get it away with their mechanics, it seems, a lot of times.
Yeah, they seem to get those good clearances over the Queens players. They're able to get that ball in those positions they need, and runaway ball from TCD there, and Grady gonna pick that up past Nuss, goes in for a shot, not quite on target, tries to get the double. Hero in for the challenge there against Jamingo, but Jamingo gonna get the clearance back into the corner. Grady looking dangerous now, but Nuss gonna shut that down right at that moment in time. Jamingo up to meet TK. TK trying to move out of the way for Hero coming in from, I'm not quite sure where he came from, but not able to connect with the ball either way. TK managed to pick that ball up, but Nuss giving it a little bit of trouble on that back line. Hero sends it to TK. TK sends it back to Hero, but Hero in an awkward position for that shot. Grady sends it back up to Hero. Hero not able to connect with it. The TCD players looking for a 4th goal in this game 2, looking to close it out for themselves. It's going to be a 1-1 series. going into this game 3.
Yeah, much stronger performance there from the Trinity side. They were able to really just put their foot on the pedal and speed on ahead of Queens in that game with the 3 goals to their name and no reply from Queens. Just have to see now if Queens can maybe get it back a bit of what they were doing in that game 1, getting those demos, getting those quick counterattacks to catch the Trinity side off guard, because we are seeing a fair few maybe weird touches, awkward commits from Trinity, but maybe just not being punished as it should be.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one, that's for sure. Queens, they looked so strong in that first game and just seemed to lose that momentum they had at the start of this series. And TCD going to take full advantage of that when it happens to their opponent. TCD, even the score in this series, can they keep that momentum going, or is it going to be another game for Queens? Only 5 minutes 5 minutes to go until we know the answer to that question. Grady picking up that boost. And Waffle coming in strong for that challenge. Nuss gets a touch to it. Past Hero it goes, trying to play it off the back wall. Down to Waffle, back to Nuss. Jamingo looking to... well, TCD not punished for it. That was a close call. Looked like Waffle was trying to back pass it to Jamingo and looked like it was going to roll into TCD's net. Fortunately for Queens, it wasn't the case. Play resumes. Waffle gets a touch to it, but TK getting a good stop to that. Nuss confusing his marker there a little bit. Went for a 360 spin jitsu move and gonna get that full boost. Gonna play it over Grady. Hero in with a challenge. TK up to meet that ball. Waffle, nice 50. Jamingo back to TK once again. Tries to get a second touch, not quite able to connect with the ball. Hero coming in strong, but Waffle gonna get the clearance for the time being. Back to Grady. Grady lays it off the back wall, tries to catch up with it, manages to bump Waffle, but not enough to get to the ball. Hero gets a touch to it, sends it down the pitch, chasing that ball. Waffle gonna get a touch to it. Wall dashing on that back wall. TK down to Grady. Grady passes it to Hero, but Hero not there to receive that pass. Grady sends it high. Waffle flying through the air, trying to connect with that. Nuss gets a touch to it, passes it down to Jamingo. Grady coming in strong with that challenge once again. Potential here for TCD to score the opening goal in this game 3. Waffle tries to pass it back to Jamingo. Grady coming in strong with that save. It's all heating up. Who's going to take this first goal? 3 minutes in and nothing is scored, and I had to open my big dumb mouth, didn't I?
Yeah, that's a great shot from Nuss. Potentially the best shot he's ever hit. I'm only joking. But yeah, just getting that read on the bounce down, that is not an easy shot to hit. And he does it in the right moment for Trinity to get his team ahead here and break that Queen's defense, which was a lot more resilient. But one thing I will say, Gib, is I think the sort of scrappier game that we're getting here definitely favors the Trinity side. They seem to sort of revel in the scrappiness and make sort of opportunities come out of nothing. It's just up to Queens now to maybe make it a little bit more clean with their demos. And it looks like Jamaica might have a chance there as Waffle. Potentially wanted them to leave that as Grady now. We know he has the max. Can he get anything going here? Unfortunately, just misflips there, but Nuss misses. But Waffle with the full tank on the back wall is going to be able to do something of his own. Gets the pop reset. Is he able to get 2? No, runs out of boost, but does center that. However, Grady smartly playing the back wall, gets the musty to clear the danger for now. TK gets a nice beat here. Don't think he's going to be able to have the boost here as clears to Hero. This Hero does bang it forward, but that is just right to Nuss. As Nuss and Jimmy are going to go for a pinch. However, where does Waffle came from? I have absolutely no idea where he came from, but this could be our opportunity for Queens now because Waffle was not back as Hero. Placing that mid Grady. You can see he wants to go forward, but both of his teammates are just up and so awkward as Waffle now clears the danger for Trinity, but Queens are looking for something as Waffle tries to get the redirect in with no boost. What a goal that would have been, but not able to pull it off. Queens still looking for that goal. That could be the opportunity they need, and it is. Oh, what a save by Waffle. Comes out of nowhere just to clear that off the line. That was what Queens needed to get back in this game, but Waffle cruelly denying it on the goal line, coming out of the middle of nowhere for that one. and Trinity hanging on by the skin of their teeth, QUB.
Yeah, Queens, they're looking for that goal, and just every time they get so close to it, but Trinity have that backline defense so tight that they're not letting anything through. There have been a couple times where Queens have been so close to getting that equalizer. They're hunting for it, and a minute left on the clock now. TCD going to be wanting to get another to keep themselves out of that position from Queens scoring an equalizer. TK sending the ball down as far as Nuss. Nuss picking the ball up. Tries to play it as far as his teammate, but Grady getting in the way of that ball, tries to pinch it down towards the back of TCD's goal. Nuss getting a touch to it, sending it back as far as TK. TK not quite connecting with the ball. Two attackers in his way. Hero managing to get the touch, getting the clearance back over to the ceiling now. Grady now getting a touch to it, send it to the TCD's corner. Hero trying to get a shot off, but Waffle getting in the way of that. Nuss now doesn't quite connect with the ball, and opportunity here for TK, but Jamingo once again getting in the way of that, stopping that shot as it came in. A full commit from Grady. Waffle looking like he's trying to steal that goal from his teammate, but TK getting in the way of that ball. Gonna look for a flick and not quite in. Nuss once again stopping that, looking like it could be potential for another goal for TCD, but Hero getting in the way of that ball. Just needs to touch the ground, and it's all for TCD, and Nuss gonna send it in for a 0-second goal.
Gosh, what an end to that game gave. It looked like Queens had that opportunity to score, but EK, unfortunately, just with the couple of chances he had, wasn't able to get that goal that his team desperately needed to tie this game. And yeah, Trinity now on match point after what was a dodgy game one, but they've been able to regain, and although that game was a lot closer, they once again shut Queens out for the second game in a row. Just have to see now if they'll be able to shut them out for the third game in a row to seal a 3-1 win.
Yeah, it's looking like everything's falling into place for TCD here. We've seen many a time the Waffle Nuss duo, but Jamingo just the icing on the cake for that team as well, and QUB just struggling to keep them away from that goal line. When that attacking force is going from TCD, it's hard to stop those goals from going in, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly we know that they have that offensive prowess, but the defense was looking a bit dodgy at times, like we saw there, QUB. There was a couple of chances at the end for Queens to potentially grab a goal, but unable to get it, as Trinity will definitely be looking to get a quick start here. I think they'll want this series to be over. What is Grady playing in?
I think Grady has switched tactics and gone for the Krabby Patty Mobile. Definitely an interesting one, but just a little bit slow from the QUB defenders there. I'm not quite sure who that was in net, going for a squishy. TK, 0 boost, tries to go for that squishy. Hero tries to get a touch to it as well, and just a little bit slow to that ball. Going to be an early goal for TCD now, and it's looking like they're not going to slow down from their momentum anytime soon. Nuss going to pick up that ball, waiting for Grady to challenge in the Burger Mobile. Some might say he is Buns. TK in with a shot, down to Grady it went, but Jamingo once again in the way of that ball. Hero goes up for that challenge. Grady sends it towards TCD's net, very close to a goal there. Grady once again, but Nuss getting in the way of that, picking up that corner boost in the process, getting another touch to it, down to Grady it went! And well, it is an equalizer. Maybe not the car you want to have going in your highlights reel of scoring a goal on TCD.
Yeah, I mean, I think Grady and Nuss forgot that they're not actually on the same team. they're going to be teaming for a LAN coming up, as far as I'm aware, and maybe just forgetting that they're on the opposite sides here in this game. But Grady will happily take that free pass from Nuss into the middle, as Queens not getting shut out in this game at least has a lot of time here now for TK to take a touch. Waffle maybe trying to get a psycho here as he goes up for Jamingo, not giving him the opportunity, as Grady in the Burger Mobile hits it back. He's just trying to buy time for his team, gets the boost, misflips the Waffle's actually able to get a reset. He almost gets the double. This is a wide open net. All Grady needs to do is just take his time, and it's going to be a 2-1 lead for Queens. that turned into, that was a really good chance for Waffle there as he almost pulled off an amazing shot, but Grady on his rotation back is able to just turn and take advantage of that.
Yeah, I don't want to say anything too early, but I will point out that Grady is using the teeth wheel, which is slightly off-putting, to say the least. But play resumes 2-1 to Queens now. Grady getting a touch to that. Jamingo gonna clear that or catch that ball in the midfield. Nuss trying to pancake it looked like, but TK gonna get the clearance as far as Waffle. Waffle bringing it to the corner, sending it over to Nuss. Nuss gonna get a touch of that. Can he get the second? He does, but two Queens players in the way. Jamingo trying to play that up for himself or potentially a teammate. Grady coming in strong with that challenge. It's gonna sail all the way down to TCD side of the pitch. Waffle getting a touch to it, back over to Jamingo. Nuss with a beautiful free ball over to the side of QUB, and Jamingo, beautiful finish on that goal to even it out. 2-2 in this game. Beautiful.
Yeah, that's...
Words can't describe what I just witnessed. That was a beautiful team play from TCD.
Yeah, that was a risky team play, but one that paid off is Jamingo just trusting that ball to come mid to him. However, we've still got plenty of time left in this game. 2.5 minutes left, and we're going to get 2 goals apiece. The goals flying in this game as both teams really just looking to put their pressure on in the offense and not really care as much about defense as TK looking to maybe get a pass down to one of his teammates. However, Nuss is there to match it as Grady in the Burgermobile gets the shot as Waffle looked really awkward there for a second, but able to recover just about on time as Hero gets the shot. He's looking for a dunk on Jamingo. Doesn't quite get it though, as now Jamingo with a full tank is looking to take it up himself. Can he get a reset? No. However, still putting pressure on the defense here as that's 2 committing there. Waffle maybe just a bit out of position there, could have been a bit better placed to take that shot. The net is open though, and Waffle maybe didn't realize it. It's Jamingo going for a read here. This is panic stations here for Queens. They just need a good clear, but Trinity not really wanting to give that as Nuss taking the 50. Hero finally gets the ball forward a little bit and looks like he might be able to relieve a bit of pressure for Queens as TK trying to take a cheeky shot there to catch out the side of Trinity, but not going to happen on this occasion as Grady leaving that ball on this occasion, intentional or not, and 1:20 to go and really anyone's game give.
Yeah, still even Stevens. Scratch that. Queens gonna steal a goal for themselves. 3-2 to QUB now. Good demo from TK and Grady. Pretty much an open net. 2 from the side of TCD, racing back to try and stop that ball from going in, but in it went, and Queens once again in the lead. They just need to hold on to this, but Nuss not gonna make it easy for them. Gonna score the kickoff equalizer, soaring through the air. Good touch on that kickoff, and Nuss gonna take full advantage of the Queens defenders being in such a state of panic at that moment.
Yeah, that's not what you want to be happening on the side of Queens, although that ball's dropping towards the net. It looked for a second like that might have been another really quick reply from one of these teams as Hero hitting a sidewall. However, doesn't have the boost to follow out. Waffle though, really weird rotation, and he's just gonna maybe slot that into his own net. I think Grady, no, what is going on in this series game? I have no idea what is happening, but Waffle doing his best to potentially get Queens back into this series and take this to a game 5 as Grady trying to get a 50. Trying to pass it back to his own teammate as he does. That's actually on target from TK as Waffle forced cleared away. Nuss 0 boost, going to give Grady a chance, but maybe unnecessarily pre-flipping there. And now that his team's actually having to defend from a potentially advantageous position as Nuss now has the boost. He has the max to potentially score this, but Hero well placed to deal with that. This is actually quite awkward for Trinity. All 3 players having to rush back here. Can TK make anything happen? Not on this occasion. Nuss 0 boost, going to be forced to bind that. Jamingo is not going to read that. This might be a free ball for Queens if they can take their time here, as that's an interesting fake. Grady passing it to TK. TK trying to get it mid. Grady, can they get a last minute goal? That's a slot from Hero and it almost goes in. TK has a bit of boost, trying to wait in the mid. Can something happen here for Queens? Nuss going up with the very little boost he has, and Trinity just about able to hold on and take this to overtime.
Yeah, that was a chaotic backline to say the least for TCD. They were just having QUB were throwing everything and the kitchen sink at them, trying to get that to go in on the 0 second. And now on overtime, who is going to take this for themselves? TCD looking to try and seal the deal from themselves. Waffle sending that mid down to Jamingo, and that is going to be it for QUB this evening.
Yeah, it's great pass from Jamingo. Almost actually gets himself with that sidewall read, but it drops just in the middle. Oh, sorry, I don't think it was Jamingo actually, but anyways, great play from Trinity to seal that up. And yeah, Queens, a very valiant effort. They certainly gave Trinity a really close series there, but unfortunately not able to do just enough to take the win and get the upset, as now it's only a matter of time before we can find out which teams will be in the Premier Series. Obviously, Queens, with that loss, are still in the potential of being in the Open Series, but awaiting other results, QUB, just to see what happens.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see who rises up to the Premier Division, who stays behind for Open Division as well. That is going to be it from us here at Ireland Esports Collegiate Series Rocket League on a Tuesday evening this week. But next week we are splitting into the different divisions, so be sure to catch the first week of that stream. And before we leave, I'm going to take one more moment of your time to thank our wonderful sponsors that make what we do here at Ireland Esports Collegiate Series a possibility. So a big thank you to PlayAid, GG Machines, Dogpatch Labs, and of course Red Bull, who have been keeping us going throughout these long casting sessions. Captain Pudding, thank you so much for joining me. I've been Gib, and we will see you next week.